This is my Toyota Tundra and we just crossed 65,000 miles, and in today's video I want to show you guys all the modifications that I've done so far. Let's get into it. I will say there's too many modifications to go in depth with all of them. If you're interested in any of the modifications you see, just comment and then I'll link you the original video where I go more in depth. I do an install, an unboxing, and a review of them. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start with the form headlights. Starting with the form headlight, this thing is an absolute unit. I installed this, I want to say, as one of the first modifications I did to this truck, and it is still going strong. So around 2 years now, and I have had no issues. I was honestly a little bit scared when I first got them, since this truck came with LEDs. I was worried that, well, upgrading LEDs to LEDs wasn't going to be that big of a difference. So much better. These have the sequential turn signal. The high beam is 10 times brighter. I don't know if it's actually 10 times. It feels 10 times brighter, and it feels like it reaches further. So form headlights are a super nice addition to this truck. Next up is the ditch lights. These are probably one of my favorite modifications because not only does it look super cool, but it performs like an absolute beast. Now, you can take it up a level like Diode Dynamics always does. The SS3s is one thing, but when you add this combo kit, it just makes it that much better. It gives you more of a wider range of view. So I definitely recommend getting the combo kit, but just having one SS3, you can't go wrong with that. While we're here, let's talk about the Lens Sun solar panel. This is my most recent addition to the Tundra, and I gotta say, I am beyond stoked with this thing. Quick rundown, it turns solar power into usable power for your truck. For example, if I wanted to turn the ignition on, I could run this light, those light bars, and that light bar, and all the other lights that I have on the truck without turning on the truck, which is really nice. So if you're at camp, you don't want to wake the neighbors, you can do that and still use your lights. Super cool Lens Sun solar panel. I definitely recommend it. And if I take a step back, I think it makes the truck look that much cooler. Moving down to the lower part of the truck, these are Diode Dynamics fog lights. They do have two different models. They have a more sporty version and the more off-road version. These are the more off-roady looking ones. I gotta say, I prefer this look way more. If I was going to do any modification on this truck, it would definitely be these fog lights, just because in the rain, snow, fog, these are a game changer. The amount of light output that they put out is so good, and that amber color helps break up the snow, the fog, whatever it may be, and allows you to see the white lines of the road a lot easier, meaning, well, you stay in your lane a lot better. So those fog lights are money. Now looking at this light bar, this thing is an absolute beast. Right now, this is probably one of my coolest looking modifications. It came full white, but that's one of the cool things about Diode Dynamics. You can actually just change out the lenses if you want later down the line for a different look, but also for a different output pattern. Nonetheless, I took the white and swapped them out for orange. I just did the outer two orange and left the first three white. I gotta say, it looks really cool, but I will say, if you're gonna do it, I would just stick with either all amber or all white, just because, at least in my testing, I feel like they don't go well together. As far as light output, all white or all amber absolutely crushes. A little bit higher up, we have these light bars. They are hidden behind the grille. I think they look so cool. Once you see them, you can't unsee them. I had them in amber, and then I switched those to white, and I will be switching those back to amber, and then switching that, back to white. Those in amber were so good. Last winter, there was a really bad storm, and I credit getting home to those lights. The way they're angled, they're not pointed too high up, since I have that lower light bar to do that, but these kind of point down a little bit more. In amber, fog, rain, or snow, destroyed. Absolutely destroyed it. They are super bright, and when you put the amber covers on, absolutely game changing. I'm going to make a separate video on those because they are just that good. The whole time I've been telling you guys about these mods, we've been being watched, and you didn't even know it because it's a hidden dash cam. Unless you're looking for it, you really can't see it, but that thing is an absolute game changer. It's hidden. It's not in your way. You don't have to deal with a bunch of wires, and it records in really good quality. Definitely recommend it if you have a Toyota with that safety sensor up there. You can just add that camera, and it is so worth it. Next up, we have Rocktrix wheels. These are absolute money. They are an 18/9 with a positive 12 offset, so they give that truck that really nice poke. These are definitely one of the better wheels on the market, and being able to get them in a positive 12 is super clutch. A lot of the wheels that I've seen for Tundra are really sticking out there, like -12, -20, -24. So positive 12 is where I think if you're gonna do offset is probably the best place to make the wheels pop out and look really nice. Not a product placement, but I paid, I think $500 for some really nice window tint. And I gotta say, me and Sandy talk about it all the time. Her car, she went cheapo, like $100. And you can feel the heat inside of that car. But with this Expel, I don't know what it was. Maybe it's not even that, but they told me it was, and it is super nice. So 5% up front and then 5% on the back that was already tinted. Forgive me, it's a little bit messy, but we do have an aux beam switch panel. That is what's controlling all of the lights in this truck. And then this is the Lensun module that is charging everything else. So pretty cool. Next up, not as cool, but super important, I got a sun visor, a steering wheel cover, and then a dashboard cover. The Tundra, especially this trim level, is known for having a steering wheel that cracks. So if you have a Tundra with either leather or a wood grain, get this before it's too late. Super easy to install and use. And then this dashboard cover, the only reason I don't have it on is because it muffles the sound of your audio. Whenever it's hot, sunny, I definitely put this on just to not have to deal with the cracked dashboard down the line. Inside, we don't have too many mods. My parents gave me this. They had a Sequoia. It got totaled, so they gave me it. And then my dad gave me that boot, which I had in my Tacoma, now in the Tundra, so it fits this interior a lot better. Moving to the back of the truck, we got this Hoke Road bed rack. I've had this on for quite some time and I'm mocking up, oh, there's a fan. Sorry, that's awkward. It's hot in the garage. I'm mocking up where I want to put some more auxiliary lighting. So talking about the bed rack, it's been an absolute unit. The only thing is, I don't know if you can tell, but the bolts are starting to fade and the material of the bed rack itself is starting to look kind of sun damaged, which, you know, it is what it is. In its defense, my bed is starting to look sun damaged as well. So I can't hate on it too much, but it's definitely not looking as good as it did when it came new. So only time will tell how it'll do in the long run. But as of right now, it's taken a beating. I also did sumo springs front and rear. I went with the blue colorway. You can upgrade it if you're towing or have a lot more weight on your truck, but I found that blue works perfectly for someone like me who just needs it occasionally and doesn't tow heavy when they do tow. It's perfect. It improves your ride quality so much, and getting the ones up front makes it so that when you hit the brakes, your truck doesn't nosedive as bad, but also when the road turns or curves, your truck doesn't sway as much. And speaking of which, we installed the TRD sway bar as well. Now looking at the back of the truck, we did install some extra lights that I really never even told you guys about, which are these C1 pods. I had them on my dad's truck. They didn't want them anymore, so I said, hey, let me have them. So C1 pods, just to add a little bit more cool factor to the truck. I will be changing up this setup really soon, and I cannot wait. I'm super stoked to do it. But these have been a great addition. I'm gonna tie them in with the ones up top, and then I think it'll look really cool. Also, the C1 hitch mount light. Like I was talking about up front, the fog lights and those two middle light bars are so crucial. This is that one for the rear. My parents have it on their Tacoma. I have it on my Tundra, and I cannot say enough good things about it. It works as a third brake light, but also if you are coming up on traffic and you hit the brake, it'll flash a couple times to let the person know behind you, hey, I'm slowing down. But also when you go into reverse, it's practically like having the sun as your backup light. A super subtle mod is this right here. So this cap I ordered off of Amazon. I'll have it linked down below because it's money. But these lights are LEDs and it'll blind you when you're trying to go in reverse. So having this cover will stop it from blinding you, but will provide adequate light to light up your license plate so the police can pull you over. Those are all the modifications I've done on my truck so far. If you're interested in any of them, they will be linked down below in the description, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.